Hi, everybody. It's Michelle. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the live. Let me know if you can hear me. Hi, everyone. So, we have some news here. Um, Lauren is not going to be able to join us today. She unfortunately had a family emergency. So, she's going to come back in September. So, I'm sorry for everyone who was here for her. Um, Unfortunately, things happen, and she was nice enough and gracious enough to let me know this morning. So we're sending out our well wishes to Lauren and wish that everything goes well for her. Someone said my audio is a little bit low, so let me see if I can make it a little bit louder. Is that better? Is my audio a little bit better? Please tell me. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ritual. Hi, Tam. Hi, Carol. Hi, Christy. Christy, is the volume a little bit better today? Let me know. Okay, much better. Okay. Yeah, so I thought we would just chit chat a little bit. I didn't want to cancel the live. But the good news is she will be back in September, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about. But just so you know, next week I am going to be on the lovely, gosh darn it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to be on the lovely Julia Unleashed channel. So I'm going to be a guest next week. There won't be a live on my channel, but I'm going to be over on the lovely Julia Unleashed channel. We're going to do a live over there. So please make sure you guys tune in to that channel next week. And I have some exciting news. HD Tutor will be coming back on August 31st, and we're going to dive into the mind of the psychopath. Then in September, I already have some amazing guests lined up. So we have really, really good shows coming up for you guys, and lovely Lauren will be joining me next month. We'll probably be going over the Netflix show for Meghan with Love Season 2. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Hi, Effie. Hi, Ivy. Thank y'all so much for joining me. But I've been having, honestly, the greatest time doing these Sunday lives. They have really turned out to be a lot of fun. And I've just been spoiled with all the wonderful guests that we have had to join our program. I mean, it has just been amazing, all the people I've been able to connect with. And I'm so excited for you guys to learn about who we have in September. And I believe HD Tutor might as well be coming back in September. Our goal is to do once a month. We're doing different categories of topics, but he will be here for sure on August 31st. And I'm trying to convince HD Tutor to do a Halloween special where he could read a spooky story. We could talk about legends. I was trying to get him to show up like Phantom of the Opera. He would wear a mask. He politely declined. He said maybe next time. So I did try. But I thought it'd be fun for Halloween where we could do maybe like a spooky reading or have him read Wuthering Heights or The Raven. So let me know in your suggestions what HD Tutor and I, if we do a Halloween special, what you think we should do. Lisa says we can't hear. Lisa, do you have your volume up? Can everyone else hear? August 31st is the 10th anniversary of HD's podcast. Is it really? Okay, Flapper, I did not know that. All right. Well, we'll have to try to do something. I'll have to remind him of his 10th anniversary. I know he has like over 1 million views on his podcast. So that will be very, very interesting to hear. So everyone else apparently can hear. So maybe somebody, maybe try your volume on your computer. Maybe check your browser. Sometimes your browser will be muted by mistake and you won't know. Everyone else is saying the audio is good. Well, hello, Mr. Kevin Poole. Good afternoon, Michelle. Hot and humid. Greetings from Kansas City, Missouri. What? I thought you lived in the UK. Why are you in Kansas City, Missouri? You must be visiting somebody. Yes, I believe the Raven. HD Tutor does a lot of readings on his channel, so I'm hoping we could do something fun for Halloween. I thought that would be really fun. September is HG's birthday month. Okay, well, we'll try to plan something. So we have him August 31st. We are also talking about maybe September, maybe October. We'll see how it goes. So we'll have to have you guys go over there and tell him, please go do Halloween special with Royal Daily Tea. It's low, maybe reload. Check above if it's not muted. I did that once by mistake. Someone's saying it's low. Okay. How is the sound? People keep saying it's low. Hi, through the looking glass. How are you? Okay, let me see if I can move my mic. Sorry, guys. I hope I'm not. Okay, is this better? Can you all hear me now? Hopefully it's a little bit louder for people who said it was too low. Can y'all let me know? Volume is good for Peekaboo. Sound is good. Yeah, make sure you turn up your computer, your browser. No, it's not low. No, okay, so no, it's not low volume for me. Sound is normal. Hi, Nini. Okay, yeah, so maybe it's your computer or your phone. Check your browser because sometimes you can mute it accidentally on the top of your computer. Hi, Kipper. Hi, Pamela. So I thought, a lot of my OGs, hi, Lizzie, are here. Is anybody watching Outlander? Do I have any Outlander fans in the chat? RDT is low, but I have noticed it's been doing it on all channels here and there. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't want to be shouting, but I think I have it at a pretty good volume. So, okay. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm obsessed with Outlander, and the final season is coming out next year. So, has anybody been watching Blood of My Blood? Has anyone watched the what is it? The prequel to the series? I haven't watched it yet. Has anyone watched it? Let me know if it's any good. I'm planning to watch it this weekend. So hopefully it will be a good show to watch because I love to watch period pieces. And now that the Gilded Age is over, Downton Abbey, the final movie, is coming out in September. And I will be taking my mom to see that movie. Hi, Mama, if you're in the chat. I don't know if she's here. She said she would be. So I'm taking my mom to go see Downton Abbey in September. Okay, so Through the Looking Glass says, some days you are a little loud, and this is perfect for me. Yeah, my microphone's a little wonky, and I do plan to get another one. So I know sometimes when I record, I try to adjust it for everyone because my MacBook, the speaker, is really bad. And so when I'm listening to it, it sounds a little bit different than it does like on the computer. So I do apologize for that. Hi, Jane. Hi, Flapper. Yeah. So I thought we would just kind of go through and talk about some things that are going on here. Okay, Kevin says, I was posted professionally to the UK for a significant part of my career. I've retired back to my beloved barbecue hometown. Okay, and Chiefs Kingdom. Well, congratulations, Kevin. I hope you are well. Carol says, I want to see the new show. Anyone seen it? Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, Blood of My Blood, but I'm hoping to catch up this weekend. The fact that Gilded Age is over, it's really sad for me. So I'm trying to find something entertaining to watch. I've actually been watching The Handmaiden Tale over on Hulu. I went through all the seasons. I'm on season 4. So Tam Fitz says, are we all ready for With Love? I won't be watching. Anna says, I love Downton Abbey. Yeah. So let's talk about it. With Love, Meghan, season 1.5. Yeah, we all know it's not really season 2, but we'll just call it, season 1.5. Yeah, I'm really surprised actually that they're releasing it on August 26th, I kind of thought it was going to be more of like a fall time, but now they're trying to introduce a Christmas program. So that makes sense that they're putting this one out and then they're going to do one probably in the beginning of December, I'm assuming. A lot of people think that she's trying to compete with Catherine and her carol service, but I believe they're going to probably release it early in December because they want to maximize the amount of views that it's going to get. So there's been some controversy in regards to the With Love and Meghan, the trailer that came out. It looks exactly the same. It was filmed at the same time. There's not any big stars except for Chrissy Teigen, which is like, ugh, could you not have found a worse person, honestly, to put on your show? To me, she's scraping the bottom of the barrel for Chrissy Teigen. Seriously, like she would have done better with Kim Kardashian at this point. At least Kim Kardashian's likable and she's successful and she has a lot of fans. But Chrissy Teigen, really? A bully? I mean, does her team not do any research? You know, testing the waters, what people would feel about their guest? Apparently not. What I find really strange, why not Serena Williams, Oprah, astronaut Gayle King, Tyler Perry? I'm just very surprised she doesn't have all of her celeb friends. I think she kind of went through first season, it was her makeup artist. It was all her little minions that, you know, sing her praises about being love and light and magic for her birthday wishes, right? And then Nacho's wife was Tracy, was the woman who's married to the president of Paramount. Was she in the first one? I think she was like in the background, but not necessarily like a guest. Tracy, I think her name is Tracy Adams. But she doesn't have any really big star power for season 1.5. I find this very, very strange. And other people have pointed out the fact that a lot of the people that she has on her show are people who are already affiliated with Netflix. It was like the Netflix team was like, okay, let's cross-reference these people. You know, we'll get them on Meghan's show, and then maybe they can promote their own show. I don't know. It's really weird. It's like they were trying to find people to be on her show. And the fact that she brought back her crying makeup artist, it's like, seriously, you're a royal duchess. You're supposed to be, you know, this most likable person who's rays of sunshine and magic, but you can't find anybody to be on your cooking show. So you got to bring back your makeup artist and Chrissy Teigen. It's very, very strange. Hi, Teaspoon. Hi, 33 Forest. Hi, Ego by Gina. It's just very weird. Stephanie, it's just a joke. Please don't call Gayle an astronaut. It's an insult to true astronauts. Okay, we'll call her space adventurer. How about that? Kim wouldn't be seen dead on her show. Absolutely. I don't think she could afford to get Kris Jenner or Kim or any of their Kardashians on her show. I think it would cost her a lot of money. She says, no more. She left to be an actress. You know what they could have done? They could have brought in their old Suits co-stars and had a little mini reunion in the kitchen, right? That would have squashed all of the rumors about Meghan Markle ghosting all of her previous co-stars. But yeah, I guess even the Suits people didn't make it on the show. Hi, 33. Oprah's girlfriend. Oh my God. Oh my God. Daniel never left. It's still season 1, part 2. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just find it very weird how little her star power is. Maybe joke by calling her Fox astronaut Gayle King. There we go. We'll call her space adventurer. How about that? Fun fact, when I was a child, I actually wanted to be an astronaut. Carol says, Meghan's toxic reputation has driven everyone away. Yeah, it's really weird, right? What, 5 years into Megxit and how far her relevancy has fallen. That people like Dolly Parton, there's rumors, according to Neil Sean, that they're begging to get Dolly Parton on her show. And Dolly Parton has a brand new line of frozen food, which I heard is very tasty. And so she would be the perfect guest. Everyone loves Dolly Parton. Seriously, cheerful, a legend. She's great around the kitchen, has her own line of frozen food. She would be the perfect guest because we all know that Meghan cooks chicken nuggets for her kids in her kitchen, but she doesn't want to be associated with Meghan Markle. So I find it funny how they can't get anybody on this show. Tam says, I heard this was all WME. Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, they've been radio silent. Where the hell is WME? What are they doing exactly for Meghan, right? Are they helping her negotiate with Netflix? They're like really, really quiet. I have not really seen any deals that WME has actually gotten for Meghan Markle. Very strange. Tan says, I agree, Carol. She flew the coop once before, second time, much easier. Absolutely. Yeah, so people are definitely not as enamored of the gruesome twosome of Montecito. So let's talk about this downgrade of a contract. Now, a lot of people are saying that it was extended, it was an extension. It wasn't really an extension, I believe, because the With Love Meghan was originally under the first contract. And so since it's coming out with a 1.5 or season 2, it was already filmed under the first contract. So they're just kind of releasing it. But what I do find interesting is the Christmas show and that new documentary for Harry, like a vanity project almost. So it makes me wonder why. Why are they adding on 2 more projects? So that is why they came out with the new first look deal, which basically is a downgrade. That this is the type of deal they give anybody who isn't a celebrity, who doesn't have a proven track record. So now they have the first look deal, which in my opinion is a win-win situation for Netflix. Because Harry and Meghan have to give them the first right of refusal, but they're under no obligation to pay for anything. They have to make sure they have the goods before they offer them money this time, which is what they should have done the first time instead of just giving them a blank check. See, when they first came out, they gave them money based upon who they were, based on their titles, and they knew they were going to get some kind of juicy gossip behind the scenes. So they knew it was going to be worth the money, or they thought it was going to be worth the money. But now 5 years later, and after only 5 projects, they're realizing that was a mistake. Harry and Meghan's shows did not do very well. But the other part of that is I think Netflix is on the hook with Meghan because of the As Ever partnership. So that is why, in my opinion, they came out with the Christmas special. Now, a lot of people agreed with me and a lot of people didn't. But I believe the Christmas special is a soft launch for Meghan Markle's upcoming As Ever products for next year, because she's expanding her product line into housewares, and they need to sell those products. The first season of her cooking show, she had no products to sell. So that was a very bad launch. She talked about the flowers, and she used, the sugar cookie mix and the tea, but she didn't tell people, hey guys, this is my brand. You can go to my website and you can purchase it. Because remember, at that time, she was still trying to do American Riviera Orchard, and they had that whole trademark fiasco going on, behind the scenes. So now with season 2, again, it was filmed around the same time. I don't know if her product is going to be introduced into the show, but for the Christmas program, they're going to be pushing a product placement because they need to sell the As Ever product. So I do believe it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with the Christmas special and if they're going to start soft launching some of her brand new products that might be coming out in 2026. I heard a rumor that she's coming out with some hosting items. As far as her food products, that was such a bust. I don't know if they're going to continue that or not, but I do know that Netflix, they definitely want to put her in the stores, but they couldn't do that before because she sold out of everything. So, what do y'all think about that? Flapper says, yeah, I wondered what had happened to all those products that they wanted to sell. So, what happened was Meghan Markle did the old scarcity tactic, sold out. So, what product were they going to put in Netflix house? They didn't have anything to put there. But it's boxed items like sugar cookies and crepe mix and tea and flowers. So, that type of stuff you can just, stock on a shelf. So I do think in 2026 we might see some of those products in the Netflix house. That was their original plan, was to do that. Now, as far as the As Ever wine, that still hasn't sold out, guys. It's still sitting there. It's still sitting there. So I did buy Megan's wine. Don't kill me. I did buy her wine because one, I wasn't sure if I was going to get the wine, because y'all remember the first time I tried to buy the apricot spread and we had the whole fiasco with me not getting my refund, not getting the product. So I did buy the As Ever wine, absolutely no problem. It was delivered very quickly and it's still not sold out. So I'm planning to do a taste test. So let me know if you want me to do a video of a taste test of Meghan Markle's As Ever compared to some celebrity brands. And I have a couple of them in mind, but let me know in the comments if you have a brand that you would like me to test her wine against, because I'm going to go buy them this weekend. Oh, I did it for y'all, girl. I'm taking it. I'm taking it for the team here. Of course I am. Yeah, but let me tell you something. The fact that it's $120 for 3 bottles of rosé, good Lord. I even thought about doing a contest where I would send somebody a bottle. I don't know if y'all would want it. But anyway, so I'm going to be testing the wine. So let me know if you have a brand that you would like me to test it against. I think Cameron Diaz has a wine I'm going to test it against, and Brad Pitt has one. And I was trying to look out some other celebrities. Yep, the Cameron Diaz. I'm definitely going to get that one. Yeah, well, actually, it went through PayPal. So a lot of times they don't collect it if it goes through a third party. And that's why I did it. I went through PayPal. So that way my information is actually not stored on their website. It's actually through PayPal, which is a safer way to purchase things. And I did not sign up for her newsletter because I don't want any of that data sold, because they do sell your information if you go on a newsletter. So when I purchased, it went right through their e-commerce website, and it was through PayPal. Thank God. You always want to go through PayPal, because if you don't get your money back, PayPal will get it for you. You always want to protect yourself with people like this. So the wine that I got is going to be different. Brittany from Royal News Network had done a huge taste test with like 15 different wines. I'm not going to do 15 wines, but this one has a little bit less alcohol in it. So we'll see what happens, how it tastes. Now, I don't suspect it's going to be super bad because it is done from a very reputable winery, but it has nothing to do with Meghan Markle at all, because we know it's private label. Hi, Sally. I kind of want to test it against like Trader Joe's $3 Chuck to see if it's the same. It's probably the same wine that people make like at Trader Joe's or something, because again, it's private label. Stephanie says, Kenzie Schofield looked at the IMDb for the African Kids doco to find it looks like it's already fully made by others. Looks like the Sussexes start slapping their name on it like Live to Lead. Absolutely. It's an already done documentary. That's why I find it a little strange that Netflix has signed off on it, because it's not their program. But again, I feel like it was a vanity project. They're just trying to appease Harry and Meghan. I think this was a very soft release into the wild, but they're still holding on to Harry and Meghan just in case they get the divorce story, or just in case they want to do another Harry and Meghan 2.0. Again, Netflix is the winner in this situation. They got the Sussexes exactly where they want them. So they still have them on a leash. They have to give them the first right of refusal, but if it's crap, they can send them off to Hulu or Amazon, whatever. But yeah, the docuseries, again, someone else had already done it. I don't know why Harry just slaps his names on things. Are we supposed to like him because of it? Because someone else did the work? TT says Kylie Minogue has a rose wine. I'll have to look into that. I know Cameron Diaz, Brad Pitt. I think there was I think even Jessica Sarah Parker has a rosé wine. So I'm definitely going to test it against a couple of celebrities, and then maybe like a very cheap, rosé wine at the store to see if it's any better. Someone said that Biltmore had a rosé. Oh, okay. And it's excellent. Very nice. We'll see what I can get at my local store here. And again, African and children. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps beating this dead horse in a circle with these charities. That he really doesn't invest any real time, energy, or money. It's like they're just vanity projects, something for him to do, but he doesn't really do anything with these projects. So I don't know why he keeps beating on about it. It's like he really needs to find something else to do. Is anyone even buying the fact that he's actually invested in any of these actual charities? I for one, am not. Yep, there you go. White savior complex. It's disgusting. He's trying to be his mother. He's trying to be royal, but it just doesn't work anymore when you're living in Montecito. With your wife running around. It's just, I don't get it. He's a horrible person. Absolutely. Right. They're both lazy and greedy. Yeah. I like I said, I just don't get what he's trying to do, who he's trying to convince that he's a charitable, kind person, that he's royal. Is anyone buying this story anymore? It's his ATM card. Absolutely. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, he picks up this documentary that was completed by somebody else, and then Netflix pays him for it. How much did he get paid for this? For just slapping your name on it, right? It just makes me wonder why they keep appeasing him, but I guess they just want to keep them somewhat around, somewhat energized, just in case they want to make Spare 2.0 into a docuseries. I don't know. Lizzie says Dolly Parton Rosé Wine is an ASDA UK. I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know Dolly Parton had a rosé. News to me. I'm going to have to go to the store later and try to check out what I can find. I think Cameron Diaz's is pretty common. I don't know about Brad Pitt's. And they all look like they're still cheaper than Meghan Markle's wine. I think his was like $28 compared to Meghan's, which was $30. Why was her wine so expensive? That's what I want to know. Why the hell is her wine so expensive? Meep says he made me not trust nonprofits even more. And now he's trying to start another one. It's like, oh my God. You blew up 2 of your charities and now you're trying to start another one. Through the Looking Glass said, Harry has a media embargo that prevents Will Child from releasing the date and place of Will Child Awards. Also prevents announcement of Will Child Awards 20th anniversary. Really? Now, Will Child seems like it's a patron that's doing pretty well by itself. If they have him as a patron, unfortunately for them. So he has it to where they're not even allowed to announce it because of him for his security. That's terrible. It really is. He's such a legend in his own mind. Oh, Thank you, MM is refunding no one, so PayPal is a must. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your super chat. Romeo thanks you. He will be getting a whole bunch of fancy feasts this week, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Flapper, for the huge, oh, that was so nice of you. The super chat. Thanks for taking one for the team on the wine. Well, I will definitely use that to go purchase some rosé wine because believe me, they're 20 and 30 bucks a pop. So thank you so much for that. I will put that to good use. Going out and buying some wine. And I'm starting a diet, you guys. I'm starting a diet for fall. And now I'm buying all this wine. It's like I'm gonna have like 6 bottles of wine in my fridge. Not the best time to have all this wine in there, but you know what I do for your entertainment, y'all. I hope y'all appreciate it. I'm gonna take it for the team and let y'all know. I'll film it and see what happens. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of, and I'm not a huge drinker, so that's gonna be a lot of wine. Stephanie Barrett says Harry is so paranoid and his ego won't let him accept he's just not that important anymore. Absolutely. It's really bizarre. I think he's contradicted himself so much and he only has himself to blame. I mean, him and his wife literally have showed the entire world who they are. They've showed the entire world who they are. They can't blame the royal family anymore because the royal family is not even doing anything about them. They're so far removed from the royal family. And I think what happened is the royal family, in my opinion, they really played it well. I know a lot of people get very frustrated. Granted, I believe they should be removed from the website. That should have been done. But I do feel that the royal family handled it the right way by not fighting with them, you know, tit for tat in the media, just by letting people watch and hear and listen to what these people say because they've contradicted themselves so many times and their actions and their victimhood narrative is so overdone. It's been 5 years, you know, dragging a dead horse in a circle. And that's what turned people off. You know, I think that's what turned people off is that they're looking at these two very overprivileged people who whine constantly whine. And none of us will have a tenth of what they have. My goodness, we're all living month to month here, right? You should see my electricity bills, $200. Seriously. It's a lot of money, right? We're all spending so much money on groceries and electric bills and our rent. And they're complaining about what exactly? That your daddy's not returning your phone call after you slammed him in a book and a docu-series and you're constantly telling people what a horrible person he is. Nobody would talk to you if you did that to them. What do you expect them to do exactly, right? So they're just big whine babies. Oh, I think I saw. Let's see. Carol. Thank you, Carol. Oh, from my mod team. I do have the best 2 mods. Thank you, Lizzie and Carol. You guys do an amazing job. Thank you. That's going to go to the wine fund. Part fancy feast for Romeo, and then the other half's going to go to the wine. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your support. I really do. Carol says, I think royal family covered and enabled for Harry for so long, and when he left, they let it go. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I think that old saying, you give someone enough rope and they hang themselves. They hang themselves. A long time ago, I'm going to tell you a little story. A long time ago, I used to work at this company and this receptionist was horrible. She was an older lady. And when I started, she hated me, just hated me. She hated me because I became friends with a person she didn't like. But I was in an office with this person. I didn't have a choice. I had to share an office space. And I wasn't going to be unprofessional and unkind because she told me not to talk to this person. I'm like, that's not realistic. So she created a lot of problems for me. And every time a new person would come on board, I knew what she was doing. She was training them and talking bad about me. So people would walk by my desk and they would kind of give you that look like, okay, like they knew who I was, right? I never talked to them and I just never said anything. I knew what she was doing. She was turning people against me. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to let them make their own mind up, and they're going to eventually find out who's telling the truth. And do you know, every single time, people would actually come up to me and say, you know, Michelle, I owe you an apology. And I'd be like, what for? And they'd say, well, so and so told me all these things about you, and I believed her. And I realized it wasn't true. And I said, yeah, I know. And they were shocked that I knew. I said, no, I know every single time she says something or plots against me, because people would come and tell me, oh, by the way, she said this about you. She's doing this. And we would laugh and we would roll our eyes. And then I would end up having them as my friend without me having to lift a finger, without me having to defend myself, because my work, my professionalism, my attitude spoke for itself. And she would sit there and try these campaigns to get me fired. And my bosses hated her and they liked me, which was really funny. I didn't have to lift a finger, you guys, because people would see it for themselves. And it made her look bad the way she was talking about me. And they would never hear me say one negative thing about her. Not one negative thing, because I knew I didn't have to, because I knew what kind of person she was, right? And it would happen over and over again to where it was almost predictable. It was a joke. I didn't even get upset about it. I would laugh and I was like, 2 weeks from now, they're going to come to me. And I'm telling you, every single time, like clockwork. So the royal family is kind of applying the same concept. They know Harry and Meghan are out there shooting their mouth off, but they've contradicted themselves. And the royal family doesn't have to lift a finger, because look where Harry and Meghan are. They're at the lowest popularity that they've ever been at. And you can't blame the royal family because you left them 5 years ago. Everything you have done since 2020 has been on your own. The royal family isn't doing any of those things. So I love the fact that they're getting their karma, right? That they're getting their just desserts back, and it's by their own hand. So it just reminded me of that story and when I had to deal with that lady who was horrific. And the funny thing is, I got promoted and I used to have to walk by her desk, and she'd see me in my cute little outfit carrying my coffee cup. And I was just so nice to her. Boy, she hated that. I think it's called Kill Them with Kindness. Oh, she hated it. But anyways, I thought it was funny. Through the Looking Glass says, Michelle, you just defined authentic. Absolutely. When you're a real person and you're a good person and you work hard and you're professional, you don't have to walk around fighting your battles. Your work speaks for itself. If you're a good person, people are going to know. You don't have to tell people, hey, I'm a good person. They're just going to know, right? That's just my theory. Thank you, Flapper. It says, oh, thank you for confirming silence by King Charles is not weakness. Absolutely. Now, granted, I feel like whatever he does, you know, he's going to be darned if you do and darned if you don't, right? Now, granted, we would like to take him off the website, and I really don't like the fact that the website is pointing to Sussex.com. I feel that's just way too much appeasement, in my opinion. But King Charles is a man who's a king and a father and a grandfather, and he is putting his country first. Now, I know he's going through a lot of controversial stuff, and we won't get into that. But with Harry, if they were to lash out at Harry and Meghan, then it would look like he was attacking them. People would turn it into another victimhood story. And he knows that Meghan and Harry would just run to the press and be like, see what he's doing? When they took away Frogmore Cottage, what happened there? People said they were being vindictive, and it was because he wrote the book Spare, and all of this. But so no matter what the royal family does, they're going to play victim. So the best thing they could do is kind of gray rock them. Just be silent. Cut them off. Don't even acknowledge them. Don't give them the time of day. Because what that is doing, it's also telling people in a way they're not relevant. We're busy. We're doing real work here, and we don't have time to appease these two exiled royals, these two ex-royals. Let them go play with Netflix, right? Let them go do what they're going to do, and we're going to be here, the real royals, representing our country and doing what we always do. And so, in a way, it kind of makes Harry and Meghan look stupid, right? 5 years later, they're not in a better spot. Even after a tell all book, a documentary, and crying on the BBC about his daddy not picking up his phone, it doesn't make him look any better. And so I think for King Charles, it's probably very hard for him, but the man is battling cancer. He is running a nation, as a king. He has a lot of things going on. To worry about Harry at this point, it's kind of a lost cause. In my opinion, I think they've just kind of cut the cord already. And everything that Harry's doing, it's just making him look more and more irrelevant, in my opinion. Kay says, exactly right. Getting attention is what those two want. They're like toddlers, throwing rocks, trying to get attention, and you just can't get into it. Nika says, I agree with you, but they should be removed from the website. That's the only thing that really needs to be done. Absolutely. They really should have removed them from the website when they left the royal family as working royals. But again, Harry and Meghan were under the illusion that it was up to them, that they were going to decide. And they were going to tell Granny, okay, we're going to pick and choose what we want to do, and we're going to let you know, right? After that 1 year of Megxit, they should have been removed. But the fact that they linked them on the website to the Sussex website, oh my God. I don't understand why they gave in to them. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Meep says, plus he's in America. Yeah, absolutely. Now, there are other royal families that have members that have moved to America. They have other royal families that have gone on to the entrepreneurial route because they're not working royals, but they have permission from the royal family. They have the okay, and they're not using their royal titles to sell other products. Like Princess Madeline from Sweden, she has a beauty line that she's calling it a completely different name. She's not using her Royal Highness, Princess Madeline, and she has permission from her father to do so because she's not a working royal. But she's also not bashing the royal family, nor is she monetizing her royal title. There's a big difference with Harry and Meghan. Susan G says, definitely, I'm not going to lie, I would like to eventually see the HRHs and the titles. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. I personally believe that Archie and Lily don't need to have a prince and princess title. It really should be removed. And that's not to slight them, but the fact that they have nothing to do with royalty. Absolutely nothing to do with royalty. They should not have been given the prince and princess title. Prince Edward's kids do not have a title. Princess Anne's children do not have titles. Harry and Meghan's children did not need to have titles. It really should have stopped with William's children, since he is the future monarch and George is the heir. And of course, we know that Charlotte and Louis will have to be working royals because there's not going to be a lot of people to support Prince George. But Archie and Lily, who are growing up in another country, who have nothing to do with the royal family or traditions, they don't need to have a prince and princess title. I think that should be removed. Now, I don't know if Prince William is going to do that. There's rumors that he will, but I don't know. Kipper says, Meghan Markle knows she is no financial value without royal connections. Absolutely. Absolutely. The whole thing they've done is banked on their titles. I'm going to open up a water here, guys, so sorry about the noise. I got to drink something. Oh, this is a good question. Nene Ken says, wonder what the crying Harkles think about Catherine and William and family moving to a larger home. Absolutely. I think it's about time. And I actually had mentioned this, and people were like, no, no, it's not going to happen. Their kids are getting older and they need a little bit more space. So they are now moving to a brand new home. And it looks like a very nice home. They're calling it a fresh start. Let me see if I can share this. Okay. Oh, I forgot I can't share on this browser. Okay. Well, they're moving into a brand new a home on the Windsor estate, and it's called Forest Lodge in Windsor. It's going to be an 8-bedroom home on the Windsor Great Park, and they're calling it a fresh start. Now, I think they probably need a new change of scene. They've been living in Adelaide or Adelaide Cottage since August of 2022. So their new home looks absolutely amazing. And I agree. I think they do need a fresh start. They need more room. The kids are getting older. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an absolutely good thing. And they say it's one of the nicest grade 2 homes in the UK. And I believe he's going to be the first monarch to live in a home that's not a palace or a castle. That's what they're saying. But yeah, I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move for them. Opinion: only children born of the body can get titles and be in the line of succession. That being the law, the royal family were left with no choice but to go with Harry and Meghan's story. They had children. I agree with this. I believe that Meghan used a surrogate for either one or both of the children, and that they kind of forced the royal family to go along with it at the last moment. I think they lied to the royal family. I don't think the royal family knew until it was too late. I think the royal family kind of, were forced with this whole relationship with Meghan Markle and the pregnancies. The way they mistreated his family, treating them like they're second-class citizens. The whole thing with the pregnancy, the way she was so rude to the queen. Everything that this woman has done the minute she married into that family, so disrespectful. And what they did with the kids, they weren't just rude to the public, they were rude to the family. They told the queen that her doctors weren't good enough for Meghan, that Meghan's going to do it on her own. That right there should have been a red flag to the royal family. Something's wrong here. Something is up here. Catherine had her children with the royal doctors, no problem. As a matter of fact, her midwife was a lovely Black woman that she hugged on another occasion. Catherine had no problem giving birth to a future king with the royal doctors, but for Meghan, it wasn't good enough. She had to do her own thing. Again, red flag. No other woman has complained about going through that route. These are some of the best doctors in the country, but Meghan had to do it on her own in a different hospital. And no one knew when she was going into birth, right? She's going into labor. The whole thing is just weird. So I suspect the royal family was onto her. They knew something was up with her, but they were forced to approve of the wedding. And the whole pregnancy thing was such an FU to the royal family. The way she disrespected the queen is just unforgivable, in my opinion. So I wouldn't put it past Harry and Meghan, pulling a fast one on the royal family. But I also feel like, the queen had the power to change the rules of Parliament. She made some new exceptions when Charlotte was born, that they changed it to where no longer, the crown goes to a male heir, that women would no longer be bypassed for their siblings, like with Princess Anne. Princess Anne was born right after King Charles, but instead Andrew and Edward come before her in the line of succession. So when Princess Charlotte was born, Queen Elizabeth changed the law. So I believe that if they would have been honest with the queen, perhaps she would have helped update that law, that as long as it was their DNA and it was born through a surrogate, perhaps they could still be in the line of succession. I believe in 2013, they changed the law to where a Catholic could be in the line of succession. For the longest time, you could not be Catholic and be in the line of succession. You had to be a part of the Church of England. So they definitely need to modernize a lot of the rules, but that is a rule that's still in place, born of the body. So would the queen have changed it for them if they would have told her? Maybe. I don't know. But I just think the way that they treated the royal family was horrible. Susan G says, I think you're right, Michelle. I can't see the queen or the senior royals knowingly went along with a birth scam. Absolutely. I mean, remember when that lady came out and talked about how she was friends with the queen's cousin and how the queen and everyone was like, they don't even think Meghan's in love with Harry, that she's an opportunist. They sniffed her out, but they were kind of forced to approve of that wedding. She's a very cheeky woman, that is for sure. She says, the nerve, this girl with a Z-list actress. Absolutely. I had to Google her when I found out Harry was dating her. Sally says, her wine is so expensive because she needs to make a quick buck. Yeah, I don't really understand what's going on with the wine. It has not sold out, guys, after over a week and a half now. So it kind of makes her look silly, doesn't it? That she did all of those scarcity tactics and then now her wine is not selling. It makes people wonder, like, why? How many, barrels of wine did you actually buy? So again, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I think the 2023 vintage was very small quantities, and that's why she was able to sell out really, really quickly. But also, the fact that she's forcing people to buy $120 worth of wine, 3, 6, and 12 quantities, and it's expensive. It's more expensive than a lot of the celebrity wines. I think Brad Pitt's wine is like $28, but that comes from an actual French winery, like a very high quality wine. But $30 for her rosé. I think Cameron Diaz is like 19. I don't know. I just like the fact she wouldn't let people buy just one bottle. It's so pretentious. Yeah, but she ordered 10 times more this time. Right? So it's not making her look good to have all of these products that sold out so fast, and now she has wine just collecting dust. It makes it look like people have lost interest. And she's coming out with another wine at the end of the year. Remember, they announced it was a different wine. I think the mistake she made, she didn't tell anybody she was restocking the rosé wine until it just launched. And it's almost identical to the other one she just had. It was too soon. It was like a month later. And again, if people bought 3, 6, and 12 bottles, they're good. They're not going to go rush out and buy something that looks almost identical again. So the repeat customer did not return for her wine. I guess it was for the people who couldn't get the wine, but they're not lining up because the wine is not selling out. I told y'all I was able to purchase the wine super fast, and within 4 days, it was already there. I was like, wow, no problem with that wine, right? So she would have come out with like a different wine, a different flavor. Perhaps it would have done better, but it's almost identical to the one she just had. And she's coming out with another one in the fall. So in my opinion, she should have just waited until the fall and come out with a different flavor. It was too close and too similar and too expensive. It was too expensive. Or she should have made it where, okay, guys, you could buy one bottle this time. She would have done fair. I think she would have done a lot better. But the forcing people to spend $90, y'all, this wine's going to last me for 20 years. You know what I mean? Anyways. Exactly. Why would any regular person spend $120 on wine that they can't taste? Horrible, horrible marketing. Absolutely. I think what it was is she surrounds herself with these yes people, And she thinks that she's so great because she sells out so fast. So she just thinks it's going to keep on happening. But yeah, the excitement has definitely started to fall by the wayside. Lizzie B says Avalon, which is the wine of Cameron Diaz, sells for 24 to 35 for white, Chardonnay sparkling, and Riesling. Yeah, I think the rosé I priced at 19 to 20. So I'm going to go look at the wine today and see what the prices are. Her PR team is laughing all the way to the bank. Ugh, that PR team. What the heck's going on? I really wish we would have had Lauren today, guys, because she could have broke down all the stuff that's happening with Meghan Markle's PR, because it's not good. Meghan Markle's PR is all over the place. So I'm really hoping we'll have Lauren back in September. So I hope y'all will come back for that. But I'm really excited, guys. We have some wonderful shows that are coming up very, very soon. And of course, like I said, if you're going to be around next week, please go check out Julia Unleashed. I will be on her show next week. So I will make sure there's a reminder, but please go check out Julia Unleashed. I will be on her show on the 24th. And then HD Tutor will be here on the 31st. Alina says maybe you can trade a bottle with Brittany from Royal News Network to taste the previous wine. Yeah, I was actually talking to her on Twitter, and I was telling her that I bought the new wine. She hadn't bought the new wine, but she noticed it's probably different than the one that she got because it's a different alcohol. So yeah, maybe we'll swap a bottle of wine with each other to see if they are the same. Yes, Julia, she's a lovely, lovely person. Guys, go over and check out Julia Unleashed. She's very, very entertaining, and we're going to have a really good time over there on her channel. I'm just going to go through a couple of comments here before I go. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Michael K says, within a 10-minute drive from home, I have 20 groceries or liquor stores where I can conveniently buy reasonably priced wine. Absolutely. Through the Looking Glass says, wasn't guaranteed a sellout for 2024. Yeah, absolutely. I'm starting to lose my voice here. Yes, if you guys have any questions for Lauren, please let me know. Leave them in the comments, email me. But again, we're going to have her in September. She's a very fascinating lady, very, very interesting. And I can't wait to talk to her next month. And then, of course, I have another person, Star, is going to be joining me. She's also a very interesting lady. She'll be joining me the first week of September. And then HD Tutor, and then Lauren. So again, we're going to have a very, very nice month of guests for September. Oh, Lizzie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. So shout out to my lovely mods, Lizzie and Carol. These ladies work super hard for me, always out there and about. So thank you all so much for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, you have a hard time finding Julia Unleashed on YouTube. Could one of you lovely mods please put Julia's link in the chat? We want to make sure you guys can go over and check out her channel. Leslie says, love Outlander, my absolute favorite. Yes, guys, it is so good. Such a good show. Okay, so Lizzie, just put the link here for Julia Unleashed. We're trying to get her to 20K. Excuse me. So please go over and check her out. But again, September is going to be another great month, and I appreciate you guys supporting my channel. I really, really do. You guys are amazing. You show up every week, and I just appreciate you guys spending your Sunday with me. Um, yeah, September is going to be great. And I'm making a lot of really fun connections with some great YouTubers. We have a great community of people. And if you have any suggestions of any channels that you would like me to connect with coming up, please let me know. Leave it in the comments. But again, September is already shaping up to be a very exciting month. I think this month and last month were also amazing. Oh, thank you for having positive vibes. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to be working on a video coming up this weekend, and I'm still trying to get a video out on the Gilded Age for my other channel. So I keep telling myself I'm going to start working on my other channel. So that is what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So hopefully, if you haven't, you'll go check out my second channel, Royal Daily Tea History and Fashion. And there's going to be more videos coming up very soon on that channel. And I'm going to be doing some on the Gilded Age is my next series that I'll be focusing on. And there's a couple of other ones as well. Now that I have y'all really quickly, let me take a quick sip here. Hold on a second. I was talking with another YouTuber about extending my content here on this channel. Would you guys be interested in me covering more like celebrity news? There's some controversial stories. There's some conspiracies that I was listening to today on TikTok. So would you guys like me to do more of that stuff on my channel? Let me know, because as a YouTuber, we're trying to grow and expand, and we're always looking for different content. But the Harry and Meghan seems to be, excuse me, the content that people want on this channel. And so I was talking to another person, and they're like, you should do celebrity. And I was like, I would really like to do like maybe once a week. We could do celebrity topics. If you ever watch Maureen Callahan, I love her show. I'm addicted to her. Or Link Lauren. But I thought maybe we could do some celebrity, Royal Daily Tea, celebrity once a week. Would you guys tune in to listen to some Hollywood stories? Let me know. Depends on celebrity, not too into reality TV celebrities. Yeah. Well, I was listening to a conspiracy theory on TikTok today, and I was like, oh my God, I would like to talk about it, but I don't know if y'all would be interested. Maybe once a week. We could just do like I'll just put it under like a different playlist. Sorry, I'm like losing my voice here. Hold on a second. Normally when I do lives, I have other people, but I've been running my mouth for an hour. Yes, Cherie Denise. Absolutely. I love her. I've been trying to get a hold of her, but she doesn't have an email, because I would love to have her on my show. So if y'all have contact information, let me know, because I want to bring her on. Yes, so Lizzie B, RDT Celebrity Edition. So if you guys would like that, let me know. And maybe once a week, we can come up with some kind of conspiracy celebrity thing, kind of like a Cherie Denise. She does a wonderful Friday recap. She's amazing. And the rabbit holes, you guys, oh my God. I want to tell y'all this story, but I think sometimes people get really offended. They get offended. And I'm like, have y'all heard my content? Okay. But if you guys are interested, let me know. So on my other channel, we're going to cover the Dollar Princesses, the Gilded Age, because I'm going into royal history. But on this channel, maybe we'll do like a celebrity, if you guys would be interested. Yeah, and the twins. Yeah, the twins talk about it too. So again, as a content creator, sometimes y'all get Harry and Meghan fatigue. I get it too. So I was like, I used to do more royal stories, and I'm bringing back the royal stories in the videos. So what I'm starting to do is talk about the royals a little bit in the video before we get to the Harry and Meghan. But I do want to do the celebrity and maybe royal stuff. So we'll look into it. But I just want to get your opinion. The throwback edition. Okay. Where we go through history. Well, that's probably going to be on the other channel, but I do have a lot of ideas. It's just, for me, it's time. It's time. But I'm working on my time. So I'm hoping, like I said, I've already started on the Gilded Age. Yes, so people do get tired of the Harry Meghan. And I noticed that the body language guy, or the royal rogue, he's actually doing an experiment, which I find fascinating, on his channel, where he's no longer talking about Harry and Meghan. Instead, he's doing royal news, and he's doing great. Of course, he has a huge following. He could talk about the weather and get 50,000 views, right? So he's doing a different topic on the royals, and I'm loving it. But I'm like, okay, every time I do something different, yeah, you guys don't watch it. So like it's a lot of work, but I want to do that. I want to make engaging content. So we'll try it. Maybe I'll drop a celebrity this weekend and you guys can go check it out. Let me know what you think, right? A conspiracy kind of story, maybe. And we'll let you, you guys can let me know what you think. We'll just try it out. um, because I watch a whole bunch of other things, right? Tiara Talk. Yes, that probably would be on my other channel. Maybe you could do Tiara Talk and talk about crowns and tiaras through history from different monarchies. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing birth month jewels over there on my other channel. And then for Halloween, we'll do some haunted royal history. That's what I'm hoping to cover. But yeah, for this channel, I don't know. What do you guys think? Current events like Wendy Williams. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Current events like Wendy Williams. Okay. I miss Wendy Williams. I used to love her show. Oh, I love Wendy Williams. I'm so sad what happened to her, honestly. Anyways, that's a whole other topic. Hi, Seabass. Thanks for joining. I'm just running my mouth right now. Yeah, Cherie Denise has a good variety channel. I've subbed to her a while. I love her stuff. She's really fun. But there's a lot of people, they just don't want to collab, unfortunately. Royal sex lives from the past. Ooh, cheeky. Yeah, I watch a lot of really fun things on TikTok. There's a lot of great creators that they talk about, back in the Victorian age, what they used to do, or hygiene was a big thing. I don't think I would do very well in that time period. I'm just saying. So yeah, there's a lot of different topics that we could definitely go through. The throwback edition, we can go through history. Okay. Yeah, so I might think about maybe putting some more royal topics on here, some celebrity, and then of course we're still going to have the other channel. Okay, well, I like the fact you guys are open to it. Yeah, so I'm getting tired of Meghan and Harry. History, Gilded Age, Dollar Princesses to shake it up. Yeah, definitely for sure. A once a week palette cleanser would be good. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna hold y'all to it. I'm gonna hold y'all to it. I'm gonna release a video and you guys gotta go watch it, okay? And let me know what you think about the celebrity. So that's gonna be a new series that you guys are the first people to hear about it. So I appreciate you guys telling me. Oh, and the Barbies. You guys, I have some new Barbie clothes for my Harry and Meghan Barbies. So I might be doing some more Barbie skits. I'll make them better. But I might try to do some shorts with the Barbies. That would be fun. So maybe we can get into that. I write comedy and sitcom parodies. Meghan Markle is my guilty pleasure. Well, if you would like to write a comedy skit for the Barbies, I don't know if you know that I do Barbie skits with Harry and Meghan. If you have an idea for a fun Barbie skit, hit me up, send me an email, and I would give you full credit. So let me know if you ever have a little Meghan Markle. Call me Sussex now. I really need to bring out the Barbies. You'll help me. Awesome. Yes. Dracula. Yes, based on Val the Impaler. I love a good Dracula movie. And apparently there's a brand new Dracula movie coming out in December, you guys. Have you seen it? I'm very excited about this Dracula movie. I love a good Dracula movie. Sign me up. Absolutely. Yay. The Barbie skits. Yes. So I'm very excited because I got these brand new plastic Barbie stands where I can hold, because it was really hard to hold the Barbies, you guys, with one hand. And then I'm on my phone and I'm trying to record and not have my hand in the video. So I got these plastic Barbie stands and I thought, okay. And I ordered some summer attire and everything, y'all. So I'm hoping to come up with some Barbie skits. Okay, she'll be back in 10 days and vacation tonight. Well, good for you. Okay. So maybe in the future we'll have some Barbie skits coming up. I think that would be fun. Yes, Vlad the Impaler is related to King Charles III. Absolutely. You missed the Barbie skits. Okay, so we'll put that on the list. Barbie skits, celebrity, more the Gilded Age, the Dollar Princesses for the other channel. So I'm trying to get this channel to 50K and my other channel, I think we're at almost 4,000. Try to get that to like, 5 or 6 by the end of the year. So we will definitely be jazzing out some new content. So I appreciate all of you and your suggestions. I think I thanked everybody for their super chats. Yes, I did. Okay. Well, this was fun, you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Sorry that Lauren could not make it, but we will have her again in September. And again, HD Tutors coming up. And then I will be on Julia Unleashed next week. So make sure you go over and check her out. But thank you all so much for all of your suggestions. Thanks for hanging out with me. Through the Looking Glass says, Michelle, you'd be surprised at the number of U.S. citizens that are related to royalty and aristocracy and the scandals, real scandals that are out there. Yes, yes, definitely for sure. Hi, Gina. Nice to meet you. Yes, please send me an email. So hopefully we can get some fun skits up in the future. I'm always up for ideas. This is our channel. This is a very collaborative channel. But if anyone has any more final questions or comments, I think we'll go ahead and end it now. Thank you, Kipper. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm hopefully going to get a video out for you guys tomorrow. But please go and watch my latest video if you haven't. It's not doing very well in the ratings, but that's okay. But I do try. So I'm coming up for a video for you guys probably tomorrow. And then look out for the celebrity. Maybe we'll release it this weekend if I can get it together. Yeah. Well, anyways, thank y'all so much for stopping by the channel, and I hope to see y'all next week. And have a good rest of your Sunday, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.